Hi everyone, my name is Theo, and I've just completed my GRE test, and I'd like to share with you some of my reflections and maybe some tips and pointers which I found were helpful for me during the test itself, and I hope it's going to be helpful for your GRE test as well. And of course, this is going to be free, because I'm not professional for one, but the other thing is that I just wanna help. Yeah, no, I know it's quite a big hassle to clear for your for your grad school application. So I hope that this video will help you in your preparation for your GRE tests. Now, first of all, I'd like to split this video down, or rather tell you about the contents of this video. Firstly, I'd like to talk about the verbal reasoning. Secondly, I'd like to talk about the quantitative reasoning portion. And thirdly, I would like to talk to you about any other tests, or rather other test tips that would help you with your general test center experience. These are miscellaneous tips. Now, as for the analytical writing section, I'm not including it in this video because I have not gotten my analytical writing results yet, so I don't want to give any kind of tips until I know I've kind of done well. So once the results are out, I can be posting that up in another video. Hopefully it's well, but yeah. Anyway, so of course for the verbal and quantitative reasoning, you kind of get a feel of your scores immediately after your test. And what I found out for my verbal and quantitative reasoning is that, I kind of did pretty well. It wasn't the best score, but I was moderate, kind of happy with my score, and I suppose it can be considered a good run. So just wait for the analytical writing, and that's about it. Yeah, so firstly, I'd like to talk about the verbal reasoning part. The verbal reasoning part is the part where you have reading comprehension, vocabulary, fill in the blanks, and all that kind of stuff. So for that, I found the Powerprep tests pretty helpful, and the Powerprep tests, these are the 2 free tests you have on your GRE ETS website, which are of course are free. And the other resource I found helpful was the $20 verbal reasoning ebook that you can find on the GRE ETS website. I found that the tips within there were very helpful, but I can't share them, and I'm not going to share them in this video because all of that is copyrighted material. So I suggest you go get the book. You can go get the ebook, in fact, and you'll have a PDF of that, and you can go and try out those exercises. Now for the other thing about verbal reasoning and the whole test in general is how to use those Powerprep tests. As for me, I tried to do these tests under time conditions without using any of the breaks provided. Meaning to say that even though GRE has a 1-minute break between each section and a 10-minute break between smack in the middle of the test, I didn't use those breaks at all, and I would just let the timer run when I went to the washroom or went to get my water. This is to simulate the time constraint conditions, or help to prepare me for the time constraint conditions during the actual exam, so that if I have to go to the loo or the toilet during the actual test, I won't feel so stressed about it because I've done these simulated tests at home, and I've let the timer run during the Powerprep tests at home. So I'm feeling I won't get the extra worry or stress of having to visit the washroom soon after. And what else? Yes, my score. I should have told you earlier. It's about 159 upon 170. It's not the best score in the world, but I felt pretty happy-ish about it. So I feel I don't think I need to take this second test. So I'm pretty happy. Yeah. And now for the quantitative reasoning part. My score was 165 upon 170, which was pretty decent. I was quite happy about it. Of course, it's not the best score in the world, but yeah, as long as I don't have to spend another few hundred US dollars to repeat the test, I'm kind of happy. And so, what I found useful in this area is again the Powerprep tests online, as well as using scratch paper. You have to kind of use scratch paper and the calculator provided to you during the GRE tests. And I found that for quantitative reasoning, the scratch paper was very helpful for me to pen down my calculations, to do algebra or to compare quantity A and B, as you will see in your Powerprep tests, to help you lessen your careless mistakes when you try to do lots of mental calculation. So do give that a run through, and use the scratch paper as much as possible, and take your time to do the tests, but don't rush, but also watch your time limit. What else for verbal? I don't know. What else for quantitative? I think, that's about it. Yeah. Most of it will be on... I found the scratch paper a lot more helpful than the calculator itself. For the miscellaneous part, I want to talk about the experiences for the experiences you only get during the test center. So the test center has certain testing conditions for you, and it will be slightly different from what you have at home. So you will have test conditions that are generally quite different from what you have at home. Given the extra security measures, I'm not going to talk about them. But what I will say is that they will play a large role in how long your toilet breaks can be. Alright? So for the first tip I want to share, or the first reflection I want to share is, I wanted to say that please do go to visit the washroom before you attempt your test. So what happened for my test was that immediately after the analytical writing section, when I got into my first verbal and quantitative reasoning, I found that I really had to go to the toilet. And that was really distracting for my verbal reasoning and for my verbal reasoning section. So what I did is, at the 25-minute mark, I've more or less finished most if not all of my verbal reasoning questions, and I felt like the 5 minutes was worth spending to go to the toilet, rather than you hold it till all the way till your quantitative reasoning ends for that 10-minute break. So I felt it was better to go to the toilet, and I thought, the toilet will take 1 minute or 2 minutes since it's quite nearby. But, security measures kind of make that a whole lot longer. So what was normally taking 1 or 2 minutes could take about 4 to 5 minutes because of the extra security measures at the test center. So do keep that in mind when you're going to visit the toilet, or if you're going to come in and out of the test venue, because that security measure will take a lot of extra time off your breaks. Alright, so that's one thing. Do visit the toilet as much as you can before your test. And secondly, do minimize your coming in and going out, because of course you have that security measure. I'm not going to talk about how they do it, but do minimize your coming in and going out. So if you're going on a toilet break, please do go and drink water if you need to. And even if you don't feel that your toilet break is that urgent to go for, please do go in case you need to to go later, or rather, you want to reduce your chances of you feeling urgent during your test. And of course, as a rule of thumb, toilet breaks plus security check, and that's small toilet breaks, not the number 2. The number 1 toilet breaks for guys, it can take up to 5 minutes. So that was my experience. All right, and of course, we want to talk about the last part, which is of course that the GRE is very long, and you'll need to maximize your break time as much as you can, because this GRE is at least 3.5 hours if you do it really fast, if not 4 hours if you are wanting to take your time a little more. But I do suggest you take your time a little more. Alright, don't be clicking that continue button unless you realize you're more or less done for that section, and you feel you're ready to move on. So you can maximize those breaks, the 1-minute breaks and 10-minute breaks. And not only that, there are actually sections for you to be reading instructions. So if you feel a headache coming in, if you feel a headache or migraine coming in, like during, right after your 10-minute break in fact, you can use that time to massage your head or something, so that you'll feel more comfortable for the next section. Of course, don't take too long in this area, because that wasn't meant for your break in the first place. Alright, now you can maximize that time. And of course, the time I felt tired during the test was immediately after the 10-minute break at my second verbal reasoning. Alright, my second verbal reasoning, I just felt like zoning out already. So during that time, just slow down, take a breather, relax if you have to, lengthen whatever breaking process you need, and just continue on slowly. Do it methodically, carefully, write it down on scratch paper if you have to, so you don't have to keep too many things in your head. Alright? Okay, so that's about it for the tips and reflections and postmortem I have to offer. So just to summarize, for verbal reasoning, please go and do your Powerprep ETS, the free tests, and you can take the ebook, the practice test in the ebook, if you find it helpful for yourself, especially for science and engineering students. And I'm an engineering student, so I found that really helpful. And second, for quantitative reasoning, if you want to reduce your careless mistakes, please use a scratch paper as much as you can, and practice using a calculator. And the last part, of course, visit the loo before your test, very important. Maximize your break time, and minimize your the number of times you come in and go out of your test venue, so as to not let it eat into your break time. And lastly, do maximize any form of break time you have, because it's going to be a really long test and you can find yourself having headaches, literal headaches, when you take the test. Alright, that's all I have for you for today. I hope this helped in you getting a sense of what the GRE test is like, and it helps in your preparation. I wish you all the best in your grad school applications and your GRE tests. Hopefully you will have to take it a second time. So ciao, and if you like, please do like and subscribe, and post any questions in the comment section below. And I'll see what I can do to help, if I have the time to help anyway. Alright, so thank you for watching the video. Bye!